Greetings, everyone. So, today I'm here with another topic of national interest: injustices at workplaces. Feel free to share your experiences and encounter through the comment section. You might not know where your aid will come from. Injustices at workplaces. In Ghana and elsewhere, workplace injustices occur in the form of discrimination based on race, ethnicity, gender, or disability. Aside these major pillars is unfair labor practices, which includes intimidation, lack of due process and transparency, harassment, unjust dismissal, unsafe working conditions, and so on, impacting employee morale and performance. Workplace can be defined as any venue where there is exchange of skill, knowledge, time, or goods for an income, salary, wages, training, and so on. The venue can be corporate institution, home, or meeting spot between individuals. While injustices refer to inequality and unlawful activities and practices that goes on at workplaces. Better systems still exist since we are interdependent beings. The services of others are high to perform the tasks we are unable to do, or to buy ourselves more time to engage in other equally important stuff. For this reason, I would like to know why some individuals are so mean and cannot be just and humane to their employees. The following are some instances of injustice at workplace. Employers don't keep their words. Most recruiters, interviewers, managers, and employers in general are not persons of integrity. For instance, before an employee is hired, he or she will be informed of roles and duties regarding work. Meanwhile, what you are told versus what you see and experience is totally different, and you only get to know when you start working. Lack of access to opportunities. A lot of old staff do not want new employees at all. They dislike the idea and attempt of management to recruit additional labor. Some of the existing staff feel threatened about losing their positions. Others develop entitlement feelings to the company with the fact that they started their business from scratch with the management carrying mortar, bricks, roofs, and so on. Other reasons for not embracing such change can be gender issues. Some people do not want woman or man to lead them. Ethnicity is another reason. Race, stature, and aura. Management in a well-established workplaces get new employees on board to add up their skill sets and knowledge to boost performance and productivity, as well as to yield gains for the benefit of all. Do you think employers recruit for recruiting's sake, or because they've made a lot of money and want to spend just like that? Income disparities. A lot of workers in Ghana especially are often underpaid but overworked. Labor regulations state there should be equal pay for equal work, yet this doesn't reflect in number of institutions. What baffles me is when you speak up to question authority and air your grievances, then your own colleagues and management act like they are doing you a favor. They often say there are no jobs in Ghana, you were not earning anything, you are idle at home, and blah 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 blah. Let me put this to you. If there are no jobs and no income, does that mean we should allow employers and institutions to take advantage of the situation to emotionally abuse us and work us up to death? Hell no. Because if you break down with critical health condition or die, you'll be replaced. In Martin Luther King Jr.'s words, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. This means by allowing and tolerating inequality or injustices to persist in one workplace, it erodes the foundation of justices at other institutions. Hence, there is the need for collective action to fight injustice to restore fairness. Unsafe working conditions. Not all workplaces have safety measures in case of hazards. No insurance for employees. Regardless, there is deduction of pay when employee is sick and absent. Staff are not prioritized except customers. Clients are not always right, rather, they are almost right. If you treat your staff well, it is translated into treating your customers very well. Also, institutions seizing staff bonuses and tips. Are you investors to the employees? He or she gained that by showing courtesy and care, so why would you quarrel over her bonus? It's a choice for the receiver to share by own accord, not compulsory. Besides, if you have good manners, yours will come in due time. Harassment. Both men and women face harassment and assault at workplaces. This occurs after one secures the job or it becomes terms and conditions for people to get recruited, regardless of your portfolio and qualifications. In the light of this, more efficient and competent people are out there jobless because they do not comply to such conditions. Nannies, house helps, gatesmen, waitresses, and those seeking for white-collar jobs are some of those who encounter harassment and assault. At this point, I'll be highlighting some scenarios depicting injustices, and these are true life story that happened some time ago. There was a young boy by name Obama who lived with his uncle and his wife. The wife was a bread baker, so she engaged Obama in the bakery work. This boy was moved from his hometown to be enrolled in school in exchange for assisting uncle's wife with chores. You won't believe what this young guy went through in the hands of her aunt. He was always reporting late to school, getting lashes and other punishment from school. On top of it all, he was wearing tattered uniform. This woman wakes Obama up very early at 3 a.m. for bakery. After that, he does all house chores while her children are asleep. Again, Obama has to sell bread in the morning within the neighborhood before going to school each day. As if that's not enough, he goes to school without money or food, and often face beatings at home at the slightest provocation. There is clear difference between abuse, maltreatment, and teaching children to acquire skills. And in Obama's case, all we feel and see is pure abuse and maltreatment. I was asking myself, when these things are happening, where is the uncle? Is it that his work was always making him travel? Or even if you are traveling, well, let me end at this point. When I heard Obama's predicament for the very first time, I broke down in tears. I had to interrupt the narrator to end the speech and get me his number. My intentions and plan was to give his number to a legit organization when I come across one and people who are capable of assisting him. That's after I have one-on-one conversation with him and to get his consent for the aid. I wish I could do that myself, but I was also schooling and had no job. Neither was I in a position to assist him financially. Also, there was another guy in upper primary, quite older than Obama. He was also residing with his aunt and had faced similar challenges like Obama. I choose to name this person BK. BK is always sleeping in class, losing concentration, and not having money for lunch breaks. He is normally on top of the list of students who owes fees and get sacked. This went on and on until one day the class teacher asked him to see him during break. BK had the opportunity to pour out his heart. and since then he no longer punishes him when he comes to his class late. The teacher went further by paying for his exams fees and sometimes giving him lunch money or snacks. Today, I see BK in town making progress driving Uber. He's not married but has a woman in his life with their two beautiful kids. Taking all the above into cognizance, I would urge the Labour and Ministry of Employment to wake up to monitor compliance to legal regulations and workplaces. Commission for Human Rights and Administrative Justice, Domestic Violence and Victim Support Unit, National Commission for Civic Education, Ministry for Gender and Women Affairs, among others, to also come on board with their responsibilities to combat injustices. There should be insurance and mechanisms put in place to protect victims and people who are able to voice out injustices and other ill practices surrounding us. Thank you for staying tuned. See you some other time.